Mary Alice. Oh. All right. Mary. Well, hello there. You know Mary Alice? Good to see you. There you go, Mary Alice. Sit right there. Sit right there wherever you want to. You better near the door. What you do to your foot?
I had a pivotal removed. So you,
There's nothing around.
yes, thank God for that.
Man.
How's everybody?
Okay. I want to say thank y'all for coming. And represent the community. Mary Alice is a member of Greater Bethel, like I am. And then we got Brooke there, Reverend Kendrick's here, and then here's Shannon Park, my family here, just met. Long time we coached, we got history. Right here, Shannon Park, represent community. Thank you very much. Because me and Mary Alice had the community. We had after school program, and Shannon Park hooked us up after school program, and we were top dog thanks to Shannon Park. And so I've been with Shannon Park for a long time, haven't you? Right? Long time.
How long you been?
It's been, I've been in Charlotte 50 years, so at least with Shannon Park, I had Julian, I mean, we had from the get-go. So it's been,
You all been open this?
we've been here, what, Mary Alice,
How about?
20 some years?
Mhm.
No, yeah, about, yeah, almost 20 some years, yeah. So, okay. I turn it over to the No One Chef in America. Okay. And we also have it where you can mainstream. You can see it on Zoom. We got them there, so,
I
yeah.
think it's YouTube.
YouTube, is it YouTube?
YouTube.
All right, okay. I got you.
What are
YouTube.
All right. Chef, it's all yours. I'll be up and down letting people in.
Well, thank you.
Security.
Well, welcome everyone.
You.
Again, my name is Chef Jeff Hunt, a native Charlottean. And welcome to the way I present. I'm not, my presentations aren't your average, just kind of blah. Forward. Hopefully you'll take something away from each and every experience. Cooking is my vehicle that I use. It's my job. It's what pays my bills. It's my passion, but this part of cooking is my purpose. My mother, God rest her soul, had 8 heart attacks. I was around her. She had 5 of them. Growing up, my mother would make these wonderful meals for our family. And she would sit at night and eat the things that she's not supposed to have. Eating is a habit. I wholeheartedly believe that. When we're kids, when we're children, when we first learn to eat, it's trial and error. What do our caregivers do? They put something in our mouth and see if we spit it out. That's the gauge. If we eat it, then we'll feed the kid more of that. So it's a learned behavior. As we get older and our body's needs change, then our needs change. The amount of food that we're supposed to put in and what we're supposed to put in, what we're supposed to have, what we're not supposed to have, has all been formed by habits. Gotta take care of bad habits, take them out, replace them with good habits. A lot of our presentations are focused around the way I cook. Cook with little to no salt. That's been a big contributor to the downfall of our communities. And it's also one of the things that I promised my mother that I would figure out how to do. I left corporate America, went to culinary school, and figured out that the reason that she cheated, even though she knew she had all these health issues, the reason she would cheat on her diet is because back then, and it's the best example I can give you, back then, we had two candy dishes in our house. One was for company and everybody else. One was mom's special candy dish. Me being the inquisitive kid that I was, I wanted to see what was the difference. The candy looked the same, nice bright wrapper, beautiful colors and all that kind of stuff. But what was so different between the two? Just like a piece of the candy. Popped in my mouth. Y'all tasted like licking that table. Because back then it just said sugar free. That means they took all the flavor out. They left the food coloring in, the gelatin, they put it in a nice same wrapper, you know, put sugar free on it because, you know, that made you think that it was better for you. Well, anytime you do that, take a void, you make a void, you take something out, the sugar in this case, you created a void, but they didn't put anything back in there. So the psychology of it, if I know something's missing, I'm gonna be looking for that replacement. So instead of just taking the salt out of things, I custom blend all my own oils and custom blend my own spices. As to give as much flavor as I possibly can into whatever I'm cooking. One of the first things we learn when we learn how to cook pasta is to do what? Until you put oil in it and salt. You can take the salt out. If you take a mixture, and this is my salt substitute, is a blend of onion powder, garlic powder, and either paprika or chili powder if you want to give it a little kick. That in combination mimics the taste of salt. And there's no soda in there.
Say that again. The ingredients.
It is onion powder or granulated onion. No, right. Granulated garlic. Bells and will. And either paprika,
Is it the smoked paprika or just paprika?
depending on the flavor that you want.
Okay.
If you're looking for more savory flavor, you add the smoked paprika. You know, paprika comes in sweet paprika, smoky paprika, and they've got all these different wonderful combinations of it. So it's just what your taste is, what you're cooking. If you're cooking a more spicy dish and you want to add a little kick to it, then you use chili powder instead of the pepper. That gives it that spicy kick. If you want to give it just a savory flavor, you use the sweet paprika. Miss Jordan is going to bring back some more copies as well of some recipes that I gave out. One thing that I want you all to do, any handout I give you, is to use it purely for that. It's information. Because if you notice, gentlemen on this picture won't look like us. Okay? The person that probably wrote up this guideline may not be from our community. So we have to depend on what works best for us. We will all tonight eat the same exact thing, but guess what? It's going to affect each and every one of us different. So when you go to your doctor's office and you go to your doctor's visits, go in with as much information as you can possibly have, because that's your time that you're paying for. Make sure you use up every bit of that time. Thank you, brother.
Everybody,
Yes. I say this about the doctors because I'm not a doctor, even though I have one that's I'm in partnership now through my foundation. She's a board certified endocrinologist. Love her to death. She and I partnership because people were saying she would go and give talks and stuff. And they were like, well, what kind of chef do you need to meet? And because he cooks the way you're talking about. So now she can come up here and give you all the medical, you know, this is what, and that kind of stuff. And I can show you how to. creating these meals because, because it used to be that we met around the dinner table to discuss the day's events, and that was family time. Well, in the stressful world that we live in, a lot of times there's no time for that. That's, to me, that's one of the most important things of our, and I want to rarely use this four-letter word, diet, because I think the better way to put it is your health management program. Your HMP. So it's a lot better to say it that way because you're not, it's not, it doesn't get as tied down in one day. So tonight, above and beyond the recipes that you're gonna get, that first sheet, the meditation sheet. One thing we all need to realize is that what we eat is just a part of it. Time we eat, how much we eat, and how we eat, and what we do before we eat is very important. So, I know we all pray before we eat our meals, we always bless our food.
Yes.
If you take an extra 10 seconds, try this. I want you to try this tonight because I've got 3 different things I'll be able to try tonight. Take an extra 10 seconds to actually do some of these principles. And that's close your eyes, block out everything else, just like you do when you're saying your praise. Block out everything else. Take your first bite and actually hear the rhythm of your chewing. Once you can do that, you have entered yourself into a state of consciousness. Now, you're not going to be up in a yoga pose. I don't want anybody to think we got to do all that. But what this does, it gives your digestive system a chance to prepare itself for what you're about to do. Now, the best example I can give of that is I drive a 07 Honda Pilot out there. If I get in that car in the morning, just turn the key and push the gas, by the time I'm at the end of my driveway, it's gonna be bad. Come on, really? Gotta give you a chance to wake up, be ready for what's about to happen. But if I turn the ignition and give it a few seconds, the engine now knows what it needs to do. All of the other function and all the other parts are now functioning to give it that, okay, we know that the fuel's coming now and it's time to go. Same thing with your body, your digestive system. If you take that 10 seconds, and you will be amazed how much better you will digest your food. Take those 10 seconds, block out everything else. And I usually suggest that you do it right after you say your grace, because that's the best time. You're still in that state, reverence. Take that time. Let your body know that, okay, a few more seconds. Yeah. It's gonna be some fuel coming. Wake up, liver, colon, intestinal tracts, whatever. It's time is coming. By doing that, letting your vehicle, your car home, we have to take care of that. That's nobody else's responsibility. Just like I was saying about the doctors, take all of your medicines with you. I don't care if it's over the counter or whatever. If nothing else, take a list. Because why do you think they take your blood pressure at least twice before the doctor even comes in to see you? Our natural built-in stress level starts doing this. Anxiety, I don't care how good your doctor is, you already know, once you make that appointment, you step through those doors, it's gonna be at least 20 minutes before you even seen by the nurse. Before the doctor gets there, so you're still, if you're not feeling bad, you're already up here. If you're not feeling bad, you're already up here because you don't want to hear some bad news or something that you're not expecting. So again, the stress level. I come back to the meditation again. Your meal time should absolutely be that time for you. No matter who you're with, that should be your time. Make it your time because it's important. Now, first steps in this sheet that I gave, it says, make every bite a meditation. Remember what you said about the glass? to be this fine frame, so this is what I have now, to be able to read the fine print. Just take my glasses off to be able to read. It says if you want to put healthier eating habits on the menu, mindfulness may be a simple and effective place to start. It's not about dieting or restrictions. It's about taking a moment to take it in. Very important statement. It's not about dieting. It's not always just about what you eat. It's not always about what restrictions you've been placed under by your physician or by your own self. Again, this moment in time should be your relaxation time to recoup, regather. That's why when I see people go through a drive-through line, and then they're doing this while they're driving, got one leg up and they eat with this hand and doing something else with this hand. I'm like, okay, we're on the highway, 7 miles an hour. What are you driving? How are you driving? You can't be that preoccupied. Not to take 5 minutes. Even if you go through the drive-through and pull over into the parking lot, take that time, because if you're doing all that motion, your digestive system is doing the same thing. You wonder why you get home, they get home at night, and then, oh, my stomach is just so upset, but I can't, that's, it's, okay, you haven't given your body that break. All have to have that break, and I can tell you right now, I'm the king of, I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, and my day probably ends about 2. So am I always getting the proper amount of sleep? No, but guess what I do? I keep track of how much sleep I'm losing, and I always make it up. Not taking work. I didn't say I can get it back, but I do make up for the time that I did not sleep, because my body still needs to rest. I may have gotten 3 hours last night, but tonight or tomorrow night, it's going to definitely be 6 or 8. Because I have to consciously put that in my schedule. I have to do it, even though people call in and, I don't pay the bills. I still have to take care of it, because if I don't, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
So-
if I got,
Yes.
excuse me, I got 3 more people come in. Can I put them back in?
Wherever you like. We got room. The first one. It says, says upon. Check in with yourself about your hunger before you eat. You may actually be thirsty, bored, or stressed. Did I hear people say, I eat because of stress? That's it. People use eating bad habits, still no.
Okay,
Still no. Who would go?
okay. How you doing? Here, you
I'm good, hold up.
here. Champion, come over here.
How you doing?
Yes, you was the last one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, look at this, right there.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you got this.
Yeah, she was in the last time. She did,
Man.
let's see. Yes,
First, ponder, check in with yourself while before you eat. Now, go back to planning properly. Yes. Yeah, should have 3 recipes. Yeah.
yeah, let me, I got it. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do this.
I'll get your hands. Thank you.
Yeah, but I got it down here.
Okay.
See, 3, I got it.
Hold on, she's gonna.
She should.
Take a big read. That's what he was talking.
That right there.
That's bad.
I don't have any more of this.
Yeah, if you plan. Mhm.
What we talking about now?
If you plan out things ahead of time, less likely to overeat, over prepare, and then wind up with waste. Right? So it's very important to really evaluate whether you're really hungry or you just know it's that time of day when everybody else says it's dinner time. Everybody's schedule is not exactly the same. So make sure you take the time to figure out what you're gonna, when you're gonna eat. Try to be on a schedule as best as possible. I know with my schedule, it's impossible for me to eat every day at the same time, but I haven't eaten a dinner meal past 8 o'clock over 20 years. That's because I just weigh 235 pounds. And I would every night, home from work, late night, so tired, right in bed. Wake up the next day, put it in, do it over and over. Even though I was burning calories because I was moving so much and I'm working so much, it still was not enough because I didn't give my digestive system a chance to do its thing. So everything was off track. Once I decided, now, it doesn't mean that at 8 o'clock, if I'm still hungry, and I'm gonna all of a sudden break my rules. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
This could.
I'm not going to break my routine. Because I know that when I get up, that's gonna be my breakfast, no matter what time. Breakfast. We break fast, doesn't mean it has to be between 6 and 8 in the morning. Or when the hotel or when this particular restaurant is serving breakfast. No, breakfast is your first meal. When you get up from sleeping, because that's when you're fasting. You're sleeping, that's your fasting period. Yes.
I have a question. You said something about, let's say, your last meal is at 8 o'clock. And let's say you got up at 11 o'clock. And you felt a little hungry. You would not eat anything, nor drink any water, but go back to sleep and dream about food that you haven't eaten. No, seriously now.
And I'm being serious.
Okay, because
We're
we sitting here and we have to be, to their own self be true,
Right.
in a sense. So in other words, 7 or 8 o'clock, this is my last meal, and I ate a little salad or something like that. Lord have mercy, I'm watching TV, that was about. Nope. Leave it alone. I'm always saying that. In a sense,
I said,
no, I'm saying, aren't you?
I said, my last full meal
Full.
is never any later than 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Now, if I'm watching a movie and I want some popcorn, that's not going to be a meal.
Okay.
That's gonna be a snack, but that's what it's gonna count to. When I started my fast. But I'm still putting something in my body. So that means that my next meal is going to be my breakfast. That's eating some popcorn, is not me.
Okay.
But here's the difference. Portion control is everything. Moderation is everything. I know that I can go to dinner, eat a full meal,
Mhm.
and go to a movie, and I have to have popcorn. That's habit.
Okay.
That's habit. Waking up, and to answer your question, waking up and then going back to sleep, going back to bed, thinking that I'm hungry, eating my produce.
Not thinking.
No.
You hear?
Why-
Like, I got another part to put on there. Your stomach started growling.
Okay, what is
So
your
you
stomach
can drink, you can drink some warm water?
Well, wait, let me ask you this question. What is your stomach growling? What is it actually? What is that called?
It's empty. It's empty. I need something.
That is not what that.
What it mean?
Now, see,
It
this
ain't
is
no
what we
business
all
on there,
think.
cause I didn't walk the bath,
But again, you trained yourself to wait for that growl to
No.
tell you that you're hungry.
No, I didn't. I ain't trying something to do that. I done ate a meal. And I'm out there walking up and down in that hot sun, whatever. Oh my, excuse me, Miss Jordan, my stomach is growling. Oh my goodness.
And you said you just ate a meal and then you take a walk and your stomach.
No, I said I just had a meal. said, I'm walking up and down that road, you know? I said, hey, and I just, and my stomach felt like, it's grappling. I need to eat something.
So it took all of that to tell you that you need to nourish yourself. That's my point. If you're on the schedule,
So you don't
you're
need-
not gonna be out there
So
walking
what-
up the
so we-
street and your stomach
So
growling.
we're saying, we have to put out.
No, we not saying. That's
Okay,
the
so,
space.
no, so we
We
can't
not
ask,
saying
we
it.
can't ask questions then.
You can ask any question. I'm just giving you an answer.
Okay.
You might not like the answer.
No, it's not I'm liking it. I just want to make sure that, what we would like to try to do, if I'm gonna try to eat healthier than what I've been eating,
Mhm.
is to, listen to what you're saying, and maybe something that you're saying can help me.
Right. And the most important thing that I'm saying that can help you is eating and a habit. It is a learned behavior. If you know that the way you're eating and the way your behavior is towards eating is detrimental to your health, then you change it. And then you won't rely on hunger pain to tell you when you're hungry. It won't be a signal for you, because if I get up at night and I'm feeling hungry, that means I didn't do something.
You need my food.
Not my body's fault. Yeah, I did. I always make sure I eat enough food. And it's not the volume of food. It is not the amount of food you eat. It is what you put in your system, when you put it in your system, and how you train your body to have better habits. When those habits change, you become comfortable with it. They become an everyday way of life. This is one of the big misconceptions that we have as a people, because y'all know, like I know. Thanksgiving comes around. And this plate ain't this. 364 days of the year, this plate is big enough. But it's that one day that all of a sudden magically this plate ain't big enough. Your stomach's still the same size, your appetite is still the same size, but for some reason, oh, it's Christmas, or it's Thanksgiving, I got to pile it up like this, you know.
Just make it one time, and then if you need something else, go back and get another portion.
But why not make it right the first time? And you don't have to go back.
Thank you.
Why? Why? Why?
Train herself to eat.
Bingo. It's not because your body needs that kind of nutrient. It doesn't need that kind of volume of food. It's because you have said to yourself, I know if I eat the right size portion on this plate, I'm still gonna be hungry. That ain't your body telling you that. That's your mind telling you that. There's a reason why we in this country, and I say all of us in the country, overdo everything. We figure if we don't get it all, somebody else will get it. That's your plate. You made that food. Who else is gonna do that? But if I don't eat it all, then something's gotta be wrong. No, doesn't have to be. But if you train yourself to have better habits. Again, that boy, take out a bad habit, you gotta replace it with something better. I did that by saying, okay, bad habit for me was eating after 8 o'clock. Eating going to bed because I'm tired, because I felt like I was hungry on the way in, even though I've been cooking food all day long. I'm hungry, okay, I convinced myself I was hungry. But when I get up the next morning, I'm sluggish already in the morning. Why? Because everything that I've digested or tried to digest is sitting right here. Right here. Even though, I was an athlete, I'm making big portion plates, and I thought that's what I needed, but it wasn't. I wasn't eating properly or at the right time, so I wasn't giving my body a chance to do what it needed to do. So I don't have to eat like that. Not saying I'm better than anybody.
Jeff, I got a question.
Yes,
If
sir.
you don't mind. Mentioning the growling of the stomach, what is that an indicator of?
Air in your stomach. Air in your digestive tract. It comes out one or two ways.
Which means it's nothing there, it's empty then, huh?
What that means is it has processed what you have in.
It has, or has.
It has processed what
So you
you
need
have
something
in,
else in
and
it.
it's making room. But that's not gonna happen if you put yourself on a regular schedule. So you need to eat before you get that. You need to say, okay, these are my time frames during the day. But I know I need to get something in. I don't sit down and eat 5 meals a day. They recommend that you have 5 meals a day. One of those meals might be an apple. Guess what I do when I take that apple? Take the time to make it a meal. Because I know if I do all of these things and keep doing it 5 times a day, by the time I get to the end of the day, I know I've done those 5 things. So I know something's not.
But if
I'm not gonna be hungry.
if a person is diabetic, they have to eat.
Mhm,
I'm just asking a question.
mhm.
That's all.
You have to know your levels. You have to know what your levels need to be at. So therefore, you need to know what time, how much, and what you need to eat. And put it all together. It's all together. It's not just one thing, folks. It's not just one thing. It's a culmination of all of it. Every bit of it. And again, habits are the hardest thing for us to break. But if you think about it like this, I'm breaking this for a reason, and it's to better myself, my habits. And that's,
I was going to say that in growing up, uh, a lot of our parents were to the point where you eat what's on your plate.
absolutely,
And of course,
Absolutely.
Don't
we
get up.
became parents, we related that to our
Absolutely.
children, but knowing that that was wrong.
absolutely. Again, we put into, raised into, developed into that habit. Same way. I'm coming from the best of both worlds. Mom was a city girl, Eddie was a country. But I'm to my maternal grandmother's house, she always had cookies, cakes, pies, bread. She was the neighborhood baker. I go to my country grandma's house on my dad's side, and it's always food, always somebody's cooking. But guess what the difference was? My grandmother was a baker, everything, every recipe was followed to the exact science. Every cup leveled off, every spoon leveled off. She was baking, and I was, because I was always fascinated in this. She was measuring things precisely. Go to the country, I saw one can being used for everything. Everything. That was the measuring can. You know, every kind of grease, every kind of liquid substance that they recook with. Guess what? They both live to be in their hundreds. What are we doing? What are we doing wrong? You know what we're doing wrong? Because in the country, they didn't go to the grocery store. This person raised the eggs, this person had the corn, this person had the other vegetables, this person, and then everybody got together and they made it work. They made it work. Now, were the plates piled up like this?
No.
Probably so, because they only get one a day. Maybe 2. So they packed it all into one. Was that the worst thing that they could have possibly done? Yes, but it was out of necessity. We don't have to go through that necessity. So, rule of thumb, fresh, frozen, and you can eat all of them, you can digest all of them. Fresh is always best. Why do I say that? We're gonna get to the eating part here. Say, fresh. There's no expiration date on here. There's no list of ingredients because I know that's mint. I know it's mint. If it starts getting to its expiration date, I'm gonna see it turning black. When it gets past its expiration date, it's no longer gonna be turning black, it's gonna be liquid. I know, I'm gonna use that. Products that are packaged. All have been taken from the natural state and transformed. Therefore, to put into a package, it has to have some type of I don't care if it's spices. They got an anti-clogging agent. And goods. Doesn't matter what it says right here. That's just to draw you in. That's the fancy labeling. That's what catches your eye. Most important part of this package is right here. Facts. Facts. Right here. So I know that tonight we're gonna have what's considered one of the Juneteenth menu items. We're gonna have a watermelon, mint, and feta cheese salad. Dressing on the salad. Remember me talking about uninfused oils? This is nothing but olive oil and fresh mint. I'll explain more about the salad when I get to that point. Again, not gonna add any salt to anything because cheese is naturally salty. Already got it in. So consciously, I'm not adding any sodium to that. We're also gonna have a penne pasta with shrimp and Alfredo sauce. So if I can't have shrimp, just let me know. Okay.
This is the really good. I'll leave it. It won't go to waste. It won't go to waste. Trying to do the best I can. Thank you.
But it's the culmination, folks, all the things that we put together that add up to that solid soul content.
God, give it. He said real shrimp.
Real shrimp.
Yeah, real shrimp. Them little things, them little things. That's just classic.
I see why your stomach be growling. It's almost like eat big shrimp and all the areas. And we're also going to have, going to have quiche. Now, one of the recipes that you have is for a sweet potato crust that you can make with the quiche. If you're feeling adventurous, please try some of these recipes. But one thing I want you to notice about any recipe, 90% of the recipes that you get, they're gonna have one element in there that you're all gonna say, chef said, put it in there, and it's salt. You take that mixture. Take those steps that I was talking about before you cook any meat. With the fusion on olive oils. That's another class that we have, but I'll make sure everybody gets my information, call me. It's very simple process, but I replace every bit of sodium or salt in those recipes with some other flavoring. So what I did,
You didn't miss the salt or.
no, you will not miss salt. You tell me if you really taste salt or you think you're tasting something. Because it's about the combination of things that you put together. Okay, so again, we've got cheese in the salad. You have cheese in the Alfredo sauce. So again, that's salt. It's got some type of sodium in it. So I don't care that I use low fat, low moisture cheese. It still is made with some type of sodium or salt. The quiche, I did two different types. One I made with a beef sausage and a chicken chorizo. So that's gonna be a more meaty quiche. But if you're vegetarian, I made also a quiche with egg whites. It's just nothing but vegetables, spinach, peppers, onions, and tomatoes. This guy. And this guy. Okay, let me hurry up and go through.
Bring the food on, try. Bring it on.
Second one is a praise, and I'm seriously gonna. Thank you for reminding me. Praise, take a moment to take it in. How does it smell? Do you really want it? Is it more than you need? And is it more than you need?
Don't try to play the play.
Number three, slow down. So your brain can keep up with your stomach. Put your fork down between bites and focus on the plate. Now, we pause there. I do not expect, nor do I put my fork down after every bite. What I do is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning with. Every bite I'm taking the time to enjoy every single part of that bite. You should be able to taste the difference in everything that I made for you tonight. Each ingredient, you should be able to taste. If you couldn't taste it, that means it's too much salt on it, it's too much of something. If I go to a restaurant and I order a bowl of vegetable soup, I want to be able to taste the different vegetables.
Right.
I don't want to just taste liquid and sodium. You go to a restaurant and you've heard so much about this restaurant, they got the best chicken dish ever made. You go in the restaurant and you see in the description, it's this much about the chicken, it's this much about the sauce. They're selling you that sauce.
Isn't it also important to thoroughly chew your food?
Absolutely. Helps with your digestion. Anything that we can do to help with digestion is gonna avoid us having stomach pain. Anything that we can do to help the digestive system, like chewing your food properly, taking the time to actually swallow it in, you know, before you put the next bite in. And again, what they mean by put your fork down means don't. I mean, you still chewing and you already loaded up the next fork. That's again, that's habit. That's not doing yourself or your digestive system any harm. So slow down so your brain can keep up with your stomach. It all works together. Savor, enjoy the food. Take a moment to savor the satisfaction of each bite. The taste, the texture, everything. But again, it becomes habit and it doesn't take as long as it does when you eat this. You will have it. And the last one, stop when you're full. There's no need to join the clean plate club. Remember we were just talking about that growing up? You weren't on the clean plate club, you were in trouble. But that goes back to again. We can still doing the clean plate club, just make sure we start with the proper plate. You know, make sure we start with the proper portions and we can still join it. And everything's fine. Any questions?
I used to say people be wasting food by not joining the clean plate club. Say, no, that food going in the trash can. Somebody could be eating.
Well, that's if you put too much on it, you get.
No, it may not have been too much.
But what else was it?
They don't want-
They were full. They got to the point that they couldn't eat anymore.
So that.
And I used to
it was
say,
too much on the
well,
plate.
but you know, but we buddies, you know, we friends, we know each other. I'm not eating
Yeah, we
strangers.
refuse
I'm
to
saying,
let
maybe
go of the bad habits. We try to justify the bad habits. If you're full and you still have food on your plate, that means you have put too much on your plate.
You're in a restaurant, you tell people in a restaurant, don't put that on your plate. You
Why
said
not?
if you're full, you said if you don't put too much on your plate. You're in a
Yes.
restaurant and your plate comes in front of you and you're gonna say, oh, take some of that off, I can't eat all of that.
No, I'm gonna go to a restaurant where I know the portions are correct.
Also, you.
Because if I'm gonna spend my money, I'm not gonna spend it to waste it. Just because my train of thought is, I got to have this much food on my plate to be satisfied for the money that I'm paying out of my pocket. No, I'd much rather go somewhere where I know they're cooking clean, I know they're gonna provide me with the amount of food that I need to be nourished.
And
they're
if
gonna-
you don't eat all of it, if you don't eat all of the amount that you need to be nourished,
Why
is
would I
it,
not-
is it proper to? I'm gonna come out and
Take a
say,
doggy bag.
yeah. Is it proper to,
Which,
but no,
Okay, again, don't get me wrong, you can do whatever you want to, that's the money that you choose to spend. I
You would
personally,
leave it there.
I personally know, I would not order more than I need. I wouldn't go to a restaurant that's gonna give me more than I need because they're doing it for a reason. Because they have an overabundance of stuff. They want you to psychologically think every time I go to this restaurant. I would have played this big and I got a dog man.
But if you go, see, if you go into the restaurant,
Mhm.
they gonna serve you portion, but you go into a buffet,
That's different.
that's different.
That's self-control.
So this way I see you doing that, but then most of the time,
Right. Look, see, here's the thing about a restaurant. You have the choice to go there or not to.
it's cool with you.
So I don't let the restaurant dictate how I eat. I don't let somebody else dictate how I eat. I know what works for me. I care more about me eating less and having more control over what I put in my body than I do going to a restaurant that's gonna pile on. I mean, it's great if you got a big family and you don't eat family style and everybody needs to eat, that's fine. I would never tell you, don't take something that you already paid for. But what I will say is, think about how much waste that is.
You're right.
Because 9 times out of 10, we get home and we put that to-go box in the refrigerator and.
Go away.
You thought about Well,
But if it's not stored properly, is that
Stored
leftover,
property, trust me.
is that leftover food doing you any good?
Stored property, I put it in the page.
Is that leftover food doing you any good?
I'm gonna eat it, yes.
Just because you're eating it doesn't make it good.
No, but I'm saying, yes, I'm not gonna waste it, I'm
So
really not.
you would eat bad food, just not to waste.
No, I said, I've never eaten bad food. I've eaten good food. And I mean, it's good when you're sitting down, like you said, you're savoring, and I mean, food is good. And you wanna feel good about it. You close your eyes and like you open it up and stuff. I mean, it's good, but I'm not gonna be a gulp. But sitting over there, Miss Jordan might say, Phyllis, you do eat a lot.
Again, you're still going back to what somebody else thinks or whatever,
No,
someone else's opinion is of what they're doing.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm okay.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Like I
not.
said,
Don't
what
feel
you
bad.
like to do, I like to eat.
But what I'm doing is I'm trying to help you understand that our eating is controlled by habits. It's not a necessity, it's not mandatory, it's a habit. If that habit is interfering with my health, I can change the habit to help me change my health. So if I don't overeat anymore, then I just don't overeat, whether it's, wasting food for somebody else or not. But guess what? I'm not gonna be wasting a whole lot of food because I'm gonna change my habits. I'm gonna change where I eat, how I eat, when I eat, and I'm gonna stick to it because I feel better. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I clearly have checkups on the regular every 6 months. My surgeon told me that because I'd started eating the way I eat and helping my body to be able to heal, that my healing time is probably going to be a lot faster. So I pat myself on the back for that. Now, had I not taken those steps, those precautions, my body being able to repair itself would have taken a lot longer. It just reinforced for me what's more important to me. What I can control, what I can't control. 2 areas in life that I can control and I can't control. This is what I'm worried about, what I can't control, because what I can't control is going to happen anyway. But if I'm doing my part, everything's going to be wonderful. So we're going to start by chopping up some fresh mint. To put into the salad. Any more questions? Please feel free to ask them. Again, folks, I am not telling you, nor would I ever stand up here and profess to be perfect. I still have the days that I like to go outside the norm, but I always make sure that I make up. I probably eat a lot better after I've done that, because I consciously don't want to go back to old habits, bad habits.
So I have a question. When you were saying about the oil, the olive oil, you said there's different things you could put in olive oil to give it a different taste,
Absolutely.
like what?
One of the oils that I use a lot is a rosemary, garlic, and peppercorns. If I wanted a spicy oil, I have oils that I've infused with just peppers, different degrees of hotness in the peppers. I have dessert oils. Mint oil is one of the best ones that I use a lot. And again, all I'm doing is just taking out the bad stuff, replacing it with something that's gonna add the flavor to it.
Right. Did you use with the digestive system?
Yes.
The olive oil.
Olive oil helps with digestion. It also has vitamin E in it. Just great for our skin. Oil. See, she moved her eyes at all. Yeah. Finally, he'll get to the good part.
Yes.
Out of here and talk. What you gonna do, mister? I see. She has not moved her eyes at all.
Yeah, you can ask them. It's okay.
Jeff,
Yes, sir.
how long do you have to set the oil in the mint? Before it's soluble.
You want to give it about 3 weeks. Once you infuse it together, you want to give it about 3 weeks and sit on the countertop. Doesn't have to be in any special place, but you want to use it. You definitely want to use it. Once you start infusing it, you definitely want to use it. Because if it just sits around, it'll get like what looks like a spider web in the top. But that's nothing but the natural decay of what you put in there, because I know that the only thing in that container is olive oil and mint. So it's gonna be natural progression.
Mint do you use? Which mint? Peppermint, spearmint?
Just regular peppermint. But you can use any mint you want. Again, different desserts.
You use the natural.
Absolutely. And again, if you start using fresh herbs and mints, and fresh herbs and spices and things like that, sooner or later you'll start looking at and reading about the different health properties that each spice has. And that's been a wonderful journey for me. And I wish I had started doing this when my mother was still alive, before it was too late for her. Because I feel like I could have saved her or given her a few more years on her life. Changing her eating habits. So I do this almost every day. It's somewhere. Here in the evenings, it's once a month. But we also have twice a month, we have the afternoon class.
Yeah, yesterday, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. At 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Twice a month at 12, and then once a month at 6. It's community.
Or ever often they'll have.
I know.
Do you have like a schedule?
No, we don't have it. Heck was yours. I may got something. Just give me the date.
He's going somewhere else.
Give me the date. She
Properly.
I already asked her. She don't have it. She said, you wait to pass it. Okay.
I just fall off. Yeah, why do I fall off?
Because you're human. Because you're absolutely human. And if we all became perfect eaters or perfect in our nutritional, journeys, then there would be nothing left for us to do. So there's no perfection. There's no beating yourself up.
About that.
Well, there's no beating yourself up because you've done something that you naturally should be doing. And that's reminding yourself that you used to eat that way, but you gotta think about it. You used to eat that way all the time. Now, it's okay to have one of those days when you just wanna have that taste of, a hot dog. Well, my doctor said, I know I'm not supposed to have hot dogs, but I'm not eating it every day.
Every day.
But it can't become the old excuse again, that just because I know I got hot dogs in there, no, I'm not supposed to eat them. I'm just gonna have another. I'm just gonna have another. I'm just gonna have another. Again, you can't even always go by that. Because if you don't pick that package up and turn it around,
To the poor. It's more 30.
if you don't pick that package up,
Oh, yeah, man.
because it may be whoever packaged that product, whatever that casing is around that hot dog, whatever it's filled with. If you don't do the research to find out what that company's putting in there, you really don't know. It can say chicken all it wants on the front.
Right.
But unless I research that company and find out that they've got 120 complaints because they're falsely advertising what their product is, I still got it for 59 cents. Don't make it better for me. We our research. Would you like watermelon, dear? She has not taken her eyes off of me since I put this watermelon in my hand.
Oh, no, that is. What you call that, learned? See the chat? Took a little plate of pictures and things.
Excuse me.
She got a fork? Yeah, she got.
Thank you.
She don't wanna take the plate, she want what's on the plate.
I got mine.
You got, oh. You don't even need a chair, listen. She's still wrong. Know what that means?
I did a pre-pandemic, I did a summer camp with my foundation up in Baltimore, Fairfield. And it was in the inner city area. And one of the things that I taught the kids, and we taught the kids, was how to make vegetable nachos. And so the next day, camp, all these parents are coming to me, what are vegetable nachos, chef? You can't be teaching our kids stuff that we can't make at home. I don't know how to make vegetable nachos. I said, you don't have to know. Ask your child how to make it. They just made it in class. I didn't make it. I showed them how to make them. But when you give them the opportunity to be hands-on,
Yeah.
and you teach them the habit of, okay, what happens to cheese when you put heat to it and it changes its form? And you explain to them what the process is, then they're standing in front of the stove like this. Right. They forgot the fact that when they started, they had a plate of nachos, pan of nachos. Then they put mixed vegetables on, something that they would never eat.
Mhm.
Put those vegetables on there, and then you hand them the cheese. Just bunch of things on there, because you're making, these are your nachos, you're making this. And they're all lined up in front of the ovens, waiting for it to come out. Then they go home and say, Mom, I want vegetable nachos. Same thing they got, they already have tortilla chips in their household. Frozen mixed vegetables, very easy to buy. Cheese, you know they got cheese.
The kids can tell them how to do it.
Kids can tell them how to do it. Had a 4-year-old, barely bigger than her, had to step up on something to get to the counter. He had the hardest time trying to explain to his mother that he just learned how to make Brussels sprouts with honey butter. He kept saying Brussels sprouts with honey butter. And she kept, what is he talking about? What's he? I'm like, just ask him. So I asked him, I said, what? He said, what we learned today, Chef. That Brussels sprouts with honey butter. I said, oh, he's talking about Brussels sprouts with honey butter. She's like, what? She's like, what? I said, yeah, your 4-year-old just made that today. Don't tell me they can't learn.
They can't.
Don't tell me if we can't change
Right.
their future.
Yes.
I won't buy it. Won't buy it.
Actually, that's one way to get them in the kitchen and be involved.
Mhm.
You allow them to come in there and take part.
That's how we learn.
Absolutely.
And what we wanted to, I always wanted to learn. Why do I say my dad, my man's dad, cook. Both my grandma, I always couldn't see it. These kids don't like, they don't match things. You know, that's how we do it.
And it came out perfect every time.
In my mind, I know how much.
It came out absolutely perfect every time. Again, folks, it's a learned behavior.
So, you know, I don't like. So instruction, that's about why.
Question.
That's right. You know.
Every part. Every part.
And blend it.
Find it, put it in the garden
Right.
for compost.
Yeah, so I choose mine.
So absolutely. Yes, yes, question. I heard there was a question.
Who's trying, once you finish, I'm gonna interrupt.
Oh, you want to hear what I was saying?
No, I had a question once you finish.
Oh,
Next week is vacation Bible school. All of next week. From 5:45 to 8:30. 5:45 to 6:30 is dinner. And we try to fix out a menu. Monday through Thursday, and then it's like pizza party and
I know.
chicken, I think it's a chicken, somebody. But
Somebody.
a healthy, it's not in front of me, so I'm trying to remember what's on it. You mentioned something about vegetable nachos.
Really?
I know your schedule is booked, but I'm trying to think, maybe one day you could come in one evening and do something like that with the group.
So let me understand this.
I don't have everything in my head just yet, but you said something about vegetable nachos because it's vegetables. I mean,
Is that something you'd like to introduce? Yes.
yeah, healthy meal. Something healthy.
That's easy. That's an easy fix. The only thing that would restrict me is if I'm already doing something, if I'm out of town or something like that. So before we leave, you have my information, I gave you a card, right? If not, I'll make sure to give you one before you leave. And I'll check my schedule. If my schedule is open, like I said, beginning, this is my purpose.
Right.
It's not always about me making money. If I can go out and teach our community, help our kids,
Right.
learn those good habits that I'm standing up here preaching about, then I'm all in. I'm all in. That's why I have.
What about plans?
That's why I have this foundation. That's why I formed this foundation. It's not because I want to be on TV and have all the place of glory and all that stuff. I named it Each One Teach One for a reason. I focus in, and when we put in our paperwork, I said, my focus is going to be helping to improve the knowledge about healthy eating and healthy habits
Right.
in our community.
Healthy.
I will say it to anybody, but my focus is going to be on our community. That's why I do the senior nutrition, because it's not just the kids. You know, I want our seeds around as long as I keep them around, because that's the knowledge that I've absorbed. It ain't come from all kind of books and stuff like that. I have 3 degrees. I got that. To me, the most valuable knowledge that I got has been sitting around listening to a 100-year-old man tell me what he experienced in his life. I said, now having a glass of water with him, because guess what? The people that were trying to make him drink water told him that the doctor said you got to drink water. 100 years old, I gotta listen to them. But when I went over and I said, let's have a conversation. A glass of water. I'm gonna have one. That habit was broken.
Right.
So every time from that, then I was in town. That's where I went 2-3 hours just sitting there listening to the stories. That's the impact. That's the knowledge that they're trying to erase. Now, this is it. Ain't nobody take that from me. Ain't nobody can, if you can't have it, can't have it back. I'll share it, but you can't have it back.
Excuse me, Phyllis, since you already, you wanted to just make an announcement right quick on why he's doing that? Making your vacation balance good?
I think it's Bible school. It's next week, June the 23rd to the 27th. Monday through Friday, 9:45 is open for all ages. All ages. I would love you to come out. Bring the children.
Even though
Grandchildren,
Yeah,
we have all
little-
ages, yes. Yes. And if you like, we have an application.
They do have a class. So you can go to while kids, yeah, and then,
Somebody else?
it's Miss Thomas here.
Man,
Miss Thomas, is she still here?
Thomas. It's Thomas. Who? Thomas. Huh?
But, Bright Stars.
Oh, right, stars, she did this.
they upstairs,
They upstairs.
they got, camp.
Yeah,
Not like that.
grandbaby.
I know, they start Monday.
I think it starts Monday.
Yeah, my grandbaby's supposed to start, but I need to see her.
Well, if you let the call her, I guess, tomorrow.
I told her I was gonna, I'll be over here. 7:15, she will be here.
It's probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nobody here but us. It's 6 o'clock.
That's chickens. It's all gone, man.
Thank you.
So, when we think of salad, we always think that we have to have some type of dressing. Not necessary. This is gonna be a dressing. You notice, I'm not gonna drown it. Just gonna add a little bit to enhance the flavor. That's it. That's how much dressing you should be putting on your salad when you make it at home. If you make the whole salad in a bowl.
Want 3 kinds of dressing.
Wow.
I don't know.
Have it. Did you make all the dressing yourself? Bought from a store?
Yeah.
Guess what? You get home tonight, I want you to go home. Then we put 3 types of dressing. I want you to look at per serving, how much sodium is in each one of those dressings. And yes, it's healthy to eat a salad, but you just ruined everything by adding all the sodium to it. That's a habit. You can't taste all 3 of them. So it's a habit. The fresher you can eat, the more you can taste, the more you're gonna do the steps that are on that list, you're going to appreciate it. The more you appreciate it, psychologically, you become full. And if you're psychologically full, your body's.
Questions?
Yes, sir.
Is olive oil the one that you recommend? What about the, what is it, avocado, olive and?
Flavor ones.
Huh?
Those are flavor.
Oh,
Those are flavored oil. Now, if you're going to just make a salad with a salad dressing, things like that, use those type of oils. If you're going to cook something, I always, and I prefer to use the olive oil because it has a higher burn. I'm using grapeseed oil or avocado oil or something like that, and I'm trying to cook something. If you notice, you can put two exactly same pans on the same stove at the same time, with two different types of oil on, turn them on to the same amount of temperature, and you'll see which one starts smoking first. It's going to be the avocado. It's going to be the grapeseed oil. Those things are fine, but you still have to pick that package up and turn it around. See what all is in that oil, and I say it's avocado. Because olives will produce way more than avocado. So therefore, it's gonna be more expensive, it's gonna take more to extract that.
So what's the, okay, you know, when you go in the grocery store, you see all these different, olive oil. Yeah. Okay, so how can you tell, you know, a good olive oil? Now, I used to go to, these world markets, olive oil. It used to be $6.99 a bottle. Now,
Used to be.
it's, yes,
It used to be.
yeah, now it's like $16, $14. So now,
Oh, small
Is that-
bottle?
Guess what?
is it better?
I guarantee you, it's the same oil that they've been producing from the same field, from the same plants year after year. It's not better, it's just more expensive.
More expensive.
Now, here's my rule of thumb for what I think you're asking. Is there one brand that's better than another? Research the company. That's what I do. Then I compare the prices. If you're a better company with better price, I'm gonna go with you. But you have to also keep in mind, there's virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, regular olive oil, light olive oil. It depends on what you're trying to do. This, in this bottle, because this is going to be a salad, because I'm adding mint to it, I use the light olive oil, because I don't want to taste the olive oil, I want to taste the mint. If I want to taste the olive oil, and I'm doing something heavier, like I'm marinating a chicken or meat or some type of seafood or something like that, I'm gonna use a heavier oil because I want to taste that olive oil in there, but I also want to taste the garlic, rosemary, thyme, whatever combination I put together. That's why when I took that salt out, I want to put something else back in. That's why I do that. Because I always got, there's so much flavor that's going into what I'm cooking before I even get finished. You're not gonna miss the salt. Because now your taste buds are saying, taste the tomatoes, I taste the rosemary, I taste the garlic. That's what you want. These are quiche. This one, egg whites, veggies, spinach, peppers, onions, tomatoes. No cheese.
Made it. No cheese. You made that. Think it's very complimentary.
You too, I'm with you.
So that's the part I was waiting for. Yes. This one is for folks that can have meat. Now, again, remember I said I had sausage in here and andouille? It's beef sausage and chicken and andouille. So there's no meat. This is a meat quiche. It does have cheese.
You
Like, listen, come on, bring it on. Now, what the extra beef smoked sausage, beef smoked sausage, just in case somebody wants.
That's in my reach.
Yeah, I know. You're not alone. Not by yourself, okay?
I can't, I ain't blocked.
And last but not least, we'll have the shrimp Alfredo. Yeah, the difference is the pasta that I use is a whole grain. Not better. Whole grain pasta. More fiber? Is that the reason? Yes.
And it can give them flavor too.
Can you make that without putting pasta in there?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Can you use that making salmon?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can make quiches with salmon, any type of seafood. I've been done it before. So anytime I go to my doctor's offices, I always take them food.
Butter and butter.
That's right.
And believe it, I get Bob for it.
Butter and butter.
Like the baby.
She went to the big catch.
So, folks, come on up. Grab your plate. Here are picnic packs. This is a test. Inside of this picnic pack, that one little package.
Hey.
Do not use that package.
Okay, come on.
It's not good for you.
Take this, please.
I know you're gonna be here.
And you said it passed over here.
Hey, coach. Yeah. Did you look at this drawing there, grab me a four for a pair of arms?
Yeah. Okay. What's your thing? She did too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. It's gonna kill you.
You get off in the back.
What mine we do?
I said, I was scared of that big boy and me and shit.
You just pull them on, baby.
Cause they have race and all
Well,
that.
that's, you know.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, my man.
One born lady, that's right to the baby. Now, come on, she. Come on, little baby. Ah, come on. Ugh. Yes, they can.
So, you know. Well, I think that. It seems like trouble.
I started to.
Yeah, I do.
It is store-bought podcast. Marie Calendar, she did that online. It's the most popular that I found. I think that's the brother with the high shelf, and also has a class. So I've never had a whole issue.
I mean, girls,
It's always right.
Not very far.
So let's try to-
I'm not saying. Yes, I don't think. You saw. They all the time.
How about you, sir?
When you get mad,
This is the sauce.
you love one.
Okay, which one you want then?
Now remember, meditation practice that you just learned.
Yeah.
That first bite.
Did you, they're on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
All right.
My tummy growling.
There you go.
Okay, can you,
I get no attention. Yes, you know I don't.
But you
I think those that you made.
okay,
mean what?
thank you.
She wants a side play. She knows what I'm going.
Always want something.
I'm bringing the olive oil.
Okay, you call me, let me know you coming tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
I but I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Eat up, see. I'll take two.
Meditate.
Both of them.
Now gonna fall out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. Both of them. Okay. Now I try to.
Okay. Okay.
When I get. Yeah, good. Watermelon.
Hey, my friend,
Hello,
you like? Okay.
no,
Veggie.
veggie, can I have half of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure. If you're in there like 3 o'clock, I'm already.
I'm just saying.
But I'm like,
Hey, guys, you can go taste it.
yeah.
Try.
But you didn't have to go to the class.
Thank you.
Maria,
Thank you.
Maria,
That's that made my
you
night.
may want to, while they're eating, you want to make an announcement about the washer, your company, since tomorrow is Juneteenth, so it's all about minority businesses. So thank you for bringing my clothes, 'cause I had to rush over here. And that's my closing laundromat, okay, y'all? So Maria, you tell about how your laundromat works. People can bring their clothes and get it done, and she do it for you over there.
I'm Maria. Thank you for the invite, the coach. My daughter and I about 4 years ago for a laundromat. And we opened the Hickory Grove Shopping Center off Deputy Harris and, the Hickory Grove and.
Yeah, the shop,
Yeah,
Hickory Library.
Yeah, with the library is. And we offer drop-off service where you can drop your laundry off for about £70. And that includes the detergent, the softener, the dry sheet, washing it, drying it, and folding it. You like Clorox, we do use Clorox. A lot of people don't, but we want our clothes to be white. We offer a pickup and delivery. Where people come to your house, pick up your laundry, wash it, dry it, and fold it, and bring it back to you within 24 hours. And that's $2 a pound. And then it's,
Okay.
the $2 a pound plus $10 for, pickup and delivery. You okay? You all right? We got to do CPR, dude.
Oh,
You all right?
oh, you all right? Do I need?
CPR, by the way.
The film aid. First aid kit.
Yeah, do we gotta do that?
Oh, coach, you got.
That's his taste buds, and training.
Right.
Okay. You okay? Tell me. You can answer my question. So the laundromat also offers for you to come in, you didn't answer my question. So we do have different size machines, where if you bring in like your comforters, pillows, some people been bringing your lawn pillows, so, you know, now that the house changed, and we get a lot of comforters in. People, you know, winter time, they freshen them up, pack them, or they like get them ready for the next season, you know, pack them up, put them away.
I like that.
So on Fridays, I haven't raised, I did not know. I had raised when I worked a lot.
Raise your voice.
But God turned it into a ministry. So
What else?
I give back to the community, the homeless community on Friday.
You want them all?
So we do, we don't touch their clothes. We just have where the community comes in, like different churches, they bring the detergent, they bring softener, dryer sheets, whatever it is that we use to give to them pods, you know, whatever. Some people just bring money, because we're card operated. So you can use cash, debit, credit, I can pay cash app, to do a donation for them. So we have a trailer that comes to the library on Friday morning. And they give them a shower, where they supply the soap and shampoo and towels, like washcloths. And they even bring like clothes for them, and then they come over to the laundromat and I wash. So it gives them an incentive of hope. And when they come in, I know them personally. And then I try to get them to kind of participate with, you know, trash or sweeping the floor or, you know, helping me in some type of way. So they can, you know, learn not just to receive, but to give, right? You know, so I'm working there 7 days, 4 years. We just went celebrating my 4 years, right? But me and Jesus is doing big things at the laundromat that I never thought as a retirement that this will become a ministry. Help homeless wash their clothes. Thank you.
What do you think, folks?
You live too? I can tell it's flavors.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I don't eat watermelon, but I ate them.
Sound like who? Who does she
The
sound
birds
like?
of a feather. This y'all wondering, the reason I gave this young lady that had such a hard time. Very first night, she came, very first class. The very first thing she said to me was, I don't like.
Eating every single.
Who ate everything on her plate that night?
And that's some more.
Like, tell again, tell again, what she do?
And everything,
And then
And
what?
more.
and add some more.
So we can get that.
Sure enough.
See there?
Please, folks. Have as much as
This
you
is good.
take it with you.
Good out here, that sugar be over there, right?
Cause this is the free doggy bag that you can take.
But it's not enough.
It's not 8 o'clock yet.
It's not enough.
Again, that's my time frame.
That's right.
Other people have other schedules, but that's what has worked for me.
That's the only that city.
That's all.
Well,
And you got me tonight.
We don't remember.
I don't need that to see.
But they didn't have to.
Yes, I did.
But someone crowd.
Right, so you have to,
And
but
I
you
was waiting
chose,
on him. He knew that.
chose to.
I was waiting on him. He's finished sewing. I said, well, I got to give him tonight. I said, my stomach ready for him.
Now, even though you've had 4 different items. It's the difference, each one.
Yes.
It has a lot to do with the fact that you have to make that plate and do this.
Yes, you did.
One person did.
Yes, you
I'm a
did.
little snitching.
Who did?
Yes, it did.
I said, God, don't do that.
My church member.
How'd you call me out?
Yeah, I did.
Look, I saw him do it.
Oh, you know, I saw him do
But you know, it's those habits.
Right. I didn't need it. I
it.
didn't
I
need
know
it.
you did.
But convince yourself of that. That's why I bring these folks. Seriously, that's why I bring them.
Can catch it.
Because I wanna see how many people, even though they just heard me explain that, help with an issue by adding things that you don't need. Taste it first.
It's delicious.
You see that you don't need, you take a bite of everything that's on your plate. You'll see that you don't need it. You do that first and then sprinkle a little salt or something. You will see how much of a profound effect it will have on what you're eating.
Well, she was saying, hey, nothing.
I just got the hint. That was good.
Yes,
Why?
Regular iodized sand versus season.
huge difference. It's a great question.
Do you,
I love it when I get
is
that
that
question.
good to you?
Because here's what I do with iodized. It's one purpose. If I have it in my possession.
Going what?
If I want to kill a snail.
Oh.
iodized. Anything else, if I have to use, if I use any salt at all, it is going to be a rock salt of some sort, but it's not the Himalayan pink salt. Here's the difference between Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, iodized salt, all three salts, right? Right. Himalayan pink salt is, if you notice, it usually comes in a grind.
Right.
It's usually just little pebbles. The only thing that's been done to process that is that they're. Bring it right down the package. You turn that label around, it's gonna say salt. Or Himalayan pink salt,
Right.
and that's it. That's the only ingredient that's in there. Now. Sea salt, which is popular, it's gonna be better for you. It is better for you than iodized salt, but guess what? It has been through a process, which means. You gotta have some kind of preservative, some type of anti-clumping agent. Why? Because ocean's wet. They don't get salt from the ocean, they're gonna have to change it from its natural form. Then they're gonna package it, then they're gonna have to send it off. Iodized salt is just that, it's got everything in there. That's if he does it. Kind of iodized salt, you're gonna read a whole bunch of ingredients, like, what in the world is that? Why I've been putting that in my body? Things like Himalayan pink salt, salts that you have to grind are more intense, so therefore, you're gonna use less. It all balances out, it all comes to back to the same point. You really need it. Or can I enjoy the flavor of what I'm eating? Because if I'm still looking for that salty taste, that salty gravy, cheese. That's gonna be it. Mint. The freshness of the watermelon counteracts that. So you really don't miss the salt, but you're really now enjoying the flavors as they're meant to be. Because if you just put salt in it, that's all you will taste. Right. Doesn't matter how much time you put into cooking it, doesn't matter how many combinations you put together. If you add salt to something at the very end, that's all you will taste. And that, my friends, is.
Well, why did people used to put salt on watermelon?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Let's have, now, one of the things that I will do to this day, if I'm tasting some type of fresh fruits and I didn't cut it myself, I didn't pick it myself. You know, and I didn't have any control of how it was prepared or anything like that. And I taste a piece of fruit and it tastes bland and everything. The watermelon tastes like cantaloupe tastes like, you know, honeydew, and they all taste the same. And I take a cat from it. But salt does not even do anything but enhance the flavor. That's why you see people get a fresh cantaloupe, and I would regularly eat cantaloupe with that. Salt and pepper, just like a piece of pork, salt and pepper. And that's how I was raised. But then I got to the point where I ate that cantaloupe and it didn't have a salt and pepper. I like that better than I did when I was first introduced to it. So it becomes a matter of choice, matter of habit. The more I found out, less salt I used, the better I felt. Day later, 2 days later. Take me long to clean it out. Again, that's just, really stuff. Not required if you have to have something. You wanna change the taste of watermelon? And then, yeah, add some cheese. Drizzle some mint oil. Again,
Watermelon?
you're, yeah, if that's suggesting that you taste.
It's good as you food.
So is there any other way to put the mint in rather than with the oil? Can you just? Did you just?
Top it up.
Oh, yeah.
Chop it up.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just right on it.
Mm-mm.
That was-
And the good thing about this time of salad, this time of year when it's hot outside, that's all it took me 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
something like this, you can have over. Never get tired of it. Like, eat it breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. But it's still light. It's gonna fill you up, but it's not gonna make you sluggish.
Do you have a shop at the farmer's market on York Mountain?
Absolutely. Go to many farmers markets. Anytime I get a client that calls me, I have them on my calendar. I try to schedule it around or to some type of farmer's market. Because again, fresh is always best.
Even King's Drive.
What about Camp North?
Yeah.
You never been to that, is that a nice one? Camp
About a
Camp
spare.
North in that- On State. What's the?
Asparagus. You can prepare
Yeah.
asparagus.
Side of the great.
It's-
Again, you got oil, garlic together, garlic, onion, there, thyme and stuff like that. That's the oil. I would just cut the bottom
I know.
off the top. Drizzle some of that oil in it. A little bit of pepper, and if you have other seasonings that you want to put together, come on, salt that I'm talking about. You know, place it, put that on there, and you can grill it.
Okay.
If you have a grill pan, but you can put it in a actual frying pan, just a little oil over it, just keep rolling it around. You have a grill pan, cook it like that.
Okay.
Mrs. Dash with all of these. I don't like, it. So do you recommend, products like that?
I do if you do one thing.
Look at tobacco.
Cause you can, it can say salt free all it wants to on the front. But until you familiarize yourself with the things, ingredients on the back of this label that you don't automatically recognize. That could be a fancier name for salt, because if you look at the back of that container, and you look at the back of that iodized salt container, and you see the two words that are exactly the same, that means that's the salt.
Tell me.
That's where it comes from. Now, I know that when I put my own spices together and put my own oils together, I already know what's in it. Already know. If I'm doing lamb chops or if I'm making a particular type of meal, I already know what oil I'm gonna start with and how, what spices I'm gonna put together. Because that's what I want. I want you to be able to taste the different components of what I just made. Because I could throw all this together and then do this with the salt, like they do on the cookie shows.
Yeah.
You notice how they do this?
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, there's nothing magical that happens to salt.
It's all, right.
Yeah, gonna be salt, when it leaves your hand, it's still gonna be salt when it gets right there.
Watermelon, it was pretty good, got a watermelon at home. Don't wanna be- eat that watermelon, jump off there.
Thank you, folks, come grab some more, please. Thank you for your time. I know I'm cutting over time. This is my passion.
Young man.
And thank you for allowing me to share that with you.
We enjoyed it.
Community, I really appreciate it, and we need your support, so he can come back, it's worth the time, okay? And make sure, on that side, please put your email address on your thing.
He didn't just play.
Okay.
All right. Leave him alone.
I'll put it there for you.
No, I gave it to her till she wanted something in her hand. No, because you know she was.
See there?
Now, did
I
I?
have seen it all.
Did I?
now. No, you did not. No, you did not. She was straight boots on the front.
I know you were not on there.
So you say that.
No, I mean, that was not there.
So she said.
That was-
She don't.
Come on and teach her that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, come on, pop, pop. Come on, pop, pop. Ain't no better.
It's not on you.
Oh, my goodness. You get your other bag with it. I'm good.
Take that, please.
I
I'm gonna leave this pen here too, because if somebody wants to take any of this, please take it.
And it make you some pasta. Yeah, come on.
Come again, baby girl.
Come on, Ari.
Okay, before you make one of them laps around, show us how to do it.
No, you don't.
Don't say what did you say there. She did. What in the world?
My mom and brother, not me.
You say, wait a minute.
I told you, they look good, baby. 16 months. Yeah. What feelings go? Back there. You ready to go to love? Y'all come on, get some
Yeah.
pasta.
You come to get it.
You left me mix. You know, she like me.
Okay, so when I have my name put down.
Uh-oh.
We'll make an order for the.
Absolutely.
Oh, you gonna ring it? Thank you.
I think I'm negotiating something here.
Yeah, hey, girl, pick on the bagel sauce.
Hey, you told me. Give me that. Which way you want? Take four.
Top on the pan, take the whole pan with.
Sharp knife. Sharp knife. Sharp knife.
Come on, let's go in the kitchen.
Got your boots on the ground?
You see that, did you?
You got your boots on the ground? Please, your face.
You know who taught her that though?
Who? Grandma.
You know it.
Love, love.
She went out there with the baby.
Where's she going?
She was this yard, she went out there. She said, you know, it's Saturday. I'm about to go get me some. Cheese. That's the kind I use too. Yeah, it's very good. I've been trying to, I just eat the watermelon, like, you know. No, we're just on the website.
Oh, yeah. I'm on camera, I need to put them on.
That's not it.
Oh, oh, really? Oh, you can't put it. You can't put it on my face. I did. Oh, okay.
I didn't say.
They over there, where you put them.
Okay, I'm
So the
sorry.
one,
Ain't nobody got.
Hey there.
I'm watching.
hey,
Come on. Come on, Ari.
You got it. You thought I ain't been. You about to shoot me. What you gonna leave me here if I didn't take
you need, look, you need security.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You know I do.
I'm ready to go, huh?
All right, have a safe trip.
All right.
Thank you, give me the bill. Okay.
Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Hey.
Ari, no, Ari, come there.
No, come on.
No, we're
Come
on
on.
the internet.
She looking for you. Here go grandma. Come on. Here go grandma. All right, come on. Look at her, look at her. You heard your voice. She was like, you go.
One-on-one, and then you get your class on foil and folders.
You get a lot of training at the laundromat.
Look, we gave them cards here.
Learn how to do a.
You ain't worried about the you know, all you gotta do is load it up. I got it on my plate,
It just depends
you know.
on how you want your closet.
And then the laundromat, where I was the senior facility, where I lived, they got it for Bangor. When I found out, and, you know. The thing is, right side out the wash, and right, take that, that's supposed to be
Collective.
Now she gets slides.
Yes.
When she doing something.
Thank you.
Order. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Folks, I'm gonna go grab some of my business cards. in case anybody wants some. You're gonna get it right.
You have a laundry debit card to operate the machines for your machines. So we do take the quarters, but we turn it into dollars so that we can add to the card. So, yeah, I operate on a card, or you can buy it on a card. Yes, but I have bacon out.
No, I'm not sure. She did 30 to 6, you know, get a timely usher that they have.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she's sure.
yeah.
That's what they operate. She goes with the bride to the church. But I know.
Yes, yes.
You don't have the same. So I shop.
Okay.
Yeah, but I rent the church out, so I can walk right out.
Okay.
Great.
I'll have a good night.
Thank you. You have a, thank you.
That's it.
So this eggs go down, then I like what next time. Now I can't buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, something different, cause I was just like that. Yeah, but we have enough. What they do, I hope that.
Stay away from the salt.
Yeah, I will. There's cheese, it says mint and olive oil for the dress. Yeah. Not a lot of oil. Right, I'm gonna do that. They love watermelon. That be different.
It is different.
Now you got this directions for that potato salad. That's kind of a lot. And you look at it.
Yeah, but
You gonna try it?
I am. I'll let you know. You need it back.
Okay.
You good? Sure.
I'm just going to.
You got it. I find another bag. Oh, I give mine. You good? It's another bag. I love that bag. Anybody else need? Everybody? Thank you all, Shannon Farm people. I love you.
I love you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
y'all the community.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Y'all make me look good.
I am.
Shannon Farm, turn to. We need to get a picture, Shannon Paul. We need to get a picture. That needs to go in your newsletter. Go in your newsletter.
Take ours.
Yeah, you do that. Come on, give me the camera. I'll take a picture.
No button.
Yeah, in our newsletter.
Pass me the bag.
And look, she needed to go back.
I would let it, at least, get for about 3 years. Because that's when you get that whole thing. I'm gonna do this right away. I just won't get the full time. Now, here's the other thing with the
Yes, to
order.
bring these tables.
Once, and I usually keep the foot of it, glass bottles,
Okay.
things like that. Once it goes to what I call first.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
I'll add more herbs and more chose.
Okay.
Because you will notice at the bottom of the container, it'll start to decay. That's the process. That just means it's getting more and more.
What amount?
Now, by the time you get to your fourth generation, you get a lot of sludge at the bottom. Because it will get really, really intense. Here's the way you test. Most again, it's related. It's no way. You pop that cap open, that it no longer smells like mint oil.
Yes.
Go.
You got a lid, yes, you got a lid.
But mine don't usually get to that point because I'm constantly using them.
Sheriff, let's take a picture. Sheriff,
After
yeah, take a picture. And then, the community, come on, you don't live in Shannon Park, but they don't mind, they won't know that.
I live in Hampshire Hill.
Oh, man, don't have to see you. Come on, Phyllis, you wanna get in the picture? Mary Alice, you wanna get in the picture? Bitch, you come on, get the little one, wait, baby, come on, baby, get on
Come
there.
on, Harry. Come on, auntie, come on. Come on, auntie. Come on, you.
Where's she at? Brad, be sure you don't wanna be in the picture, you put your slide your chair right on, man. Okay, who missing? Hello, Brad.
If somebody in the kids.
Who's that?
Sorry.
Come on, take a picture. So we put in Shiny Park in their newsletter.
For the meal, they.
You got even the baby.
Oh,
Yeah, represent the neighborhood. All right.
she went out, aunt, don't worry about it, let's go, you hold the process.
Okay, here we go.
Don't be trying to be.
All right, everybody. Oh, Lordy, put homegirl up there with the baby. All right, everybody,
Say cheese.
say cheese.
Cheese.
Okay, wait a minute, you know I gotta do another. Okay. I got you.
All right.
Hey, Fred, can you take a picture so I can be in there with your crew? Come on, Katrina.
Some kind of
Take
way
a
to coach
picture.
you to go be.
Oh, yeah. His screen is making right here. Here we go. I go out here, Greater Bethel people right here. You got it? Hey, here.
All right.
Click one. Click two. There you go. Thank you. Good night, Charles. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Here you go. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you need to.
Nice.
If you write something.
I still feel
Oh. Never take me to that. We'll work on it. We're gonna work on it. Now.
Got it. Your church, not right here. On the
Coming
track.
back,
Right
Yeah. You look, yeah, I let you.
there where, Johnson Wells is.
I know.
Next time I get my.
Trust, I make sure of that.
Come on. Over there. You don't need nothing, you know. Oh, maybe bad. You don't need nothing.
Yeah, too long after 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, go.
We have dinner at 3 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, all right.
Hi, guys.
Good night, everyone. Safe travels.
No, he's not right. He's for real.
You hear that white though?
They went, they want to get that weight off him if I have to cut him tonight.
We'll do that.
Thank
We'll do that.
All right, I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
You got that?
Stop being like.
No, come here, bro. Come here, that's all.
Oh, yeah. Hardest one to break. Hardest one to break.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But you know what? It don't take but the right pain one time to hit.
I'm working.
And that feeling that they don't want to have again.
Here you go.
Well, he usually in the bed by 6:30, 7 o'clock. So.
Coffee. Put it in my phone. Yeah, in my phone.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what Praise the Lord.
How was it leave? Everything was so good.
Thank you.
All right, that's the answer.
Pleasure to meet you.
Definitely, we will.
Y'all kept your word, but you said you gonna come. That's amazing. You kept your word. So I just met with them and we just got.
Shannon,
Turn around like that. I.
right, we'll put both be clear. Praise the Lord.
It's awesome, my dear. Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Thank you. Yeah, let's split. Let's find Jared.
You want anything?
How about your book?
Okay.
Go ahead. They want to put you in another. I can't afford no puppy right now.
Hey, where you going, little ones? Here comes. Where you going, little ones? Just open. Like this table on. Yeah.
I'm just coming out here, I'm just starting.
Don't do she look like.
Somebody got her plate. Come here, Matt. All right. Come here. We gotta separate these tables. Gotta separate.
Let's see that long paper you got right there, that goes over there, that's.
Okay.
They pulled over there in the east right here. We put
I
them
get
on
some-
the
I
side,
get some.
right?
Yeah, I guess.
Ari, you want some with me and them four girls? Here, put that here.
What was he saying? What happened to you?
What you doing? I don't know, I feel you, for you, for you.
I got none.
I know, okay, but I'm saying, she got, they have that in.
This table go over there.
Go.
Matt, Ari.
Come on, let's go.
Bye-bye.
Ariel,
Bye-bye.
come on. Where y'all going?
To the car.
You got the keys?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good.
I got your dub.
You'll see them delicate.
Yes, come on. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sorry.
You better.
She get a too long.
All right, on to the next. one.
Oh, I gotta fill this stuff up. Yeah.
Oh,
My baby mom.
yeah, she went, oh, we gotta take out the garbage too.
You outside with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And
Those may be separated,
this,
those tables.
we put these to the side over here.
We gonna put them on the
Oh,
side.
that's my bag I gave you,
No,
though.
I won't.
Get you,
Get it out the kitchen.
I
won't. Don't leave that thing on that cabinet.
okay. All right,
Cabinet, please.
all right.
I'm gonna help her.